What's up, Mocean Crew? Today I'm going to be taking you through an ankle mobility and strength routine. This is going to be really handy for you if you do any kind of boarding, but specifically if you're a skateboarder, I think you'll find this really useful. You're just going to need a yoga mat, a clear bit of wall, and something to give yourself a little bit of elevation. So I've got a weight plate, a step would be great, a heavy duty book, anything like that will do. So grab that and we'll kick things off. So first of all, we're going to do some ankle cars. So seated position, left leg out in front of you. You're going to bring your right leg up and just use your right arm to support that leg. Left hand goes on top of the knee to give it a bit of stability, because what we're looking for here is movement in the ankle only. So CAR stands for controlled articular rotations, so they are slow and controlled. So we're going to begin by raising our toes up towards our shin. Then we're going to be taking our pinky toe out towards the right, and once we get to a point where we can't go any further, start windmilling it down towards the floor, and then we're going to be pointing our toes out. Continuing in that motion out to the side, letting that big toe trace around and up until we're pointed up to the sky again. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Big toe first, out to the left, scooping round, fighting for every little bit of range of motion here. Pointing the toes down, and then letting that baby toe go out and up to the side. It might feel a little bit jolty, this, a bit kind of robotic. It's really normal to start off with. We're getting used to what our range is, so this is a great way, we're just changing direction again, to understand where your range of motion is at. And wherever it's at is absolutely fine for you. Toes are pointed up towards the shin, changing direction again. Nice, slow, you might feel like a little bit of cramping. You really want to get as much range as possible for you. Good. One more time in both directions. So out to the right, pointing the toes, letting that foot loop out to the left as much as possible, bring it up to the top, and then again in the opposite direction. And just really squeezing it, really controlling it, trying to get it purely in the ankle and not allowing that knee the movement. Good. Swapping legs, so left leg up, left arm underneath, right hand supporting, so again just to get a bit of support in that knee that we're really focusing on this ankle. Start by raising the toes up towards the shin, and then we're going to go out, follow that pinky out to the left first and foremost. Once we can't go any further, we're going to start moving down, looping round, pointing our toes, and then coming back up on the right hand side as much as we can with that range. Changing direction, so big toe leads the way this time. Once we can't get it twisting out any further, we start looping it down into a point, circling out in the other direction. Keep it slow and controlled, there's no rush with this. Enjoy exploring what range you have and how challenging it is just to keep the movement in the ankle. We're trying not to utilise the knee or any other part of the leg here. Changing direction again. Looping it all the way around. And once you've done a little bit of practice with this, it'll become a little bit more fluid for you. It might not feel as jolty. Pointing the toes around to the bottom, out to the side, all the way back up to the top. Awesome stuff. Right, we're going to go and touch some ankle rocks. So we'll start on the left side. So left leg out in front of you, kneeling back on the right leg. And then we're just going to push over this left leg back and forth. And what we're looking for here is no raising in the heel. We're just trying to get to a point where that is our end range of motion. And we're just letting ourselves work through that. So a little pause at that point, and then pushing it back. Keeping that movement fairly fluid, but enjoy just exploring that little end range. Knee tracking over the toes, really trying to push through the whole foot. We've got 2 more here. And on this last one, I just want you to hold it as deep into that range as you can. So again, conscious that the heel isn't coming off the floor, knees are tracking over the toes. It's as much range of motion as you have got. And we're just holding that there for a second. Or a few more seconds. 2, 1, lovely stuff. Swapping over to the other side, so right leg forward now. Knee bent and supporting it on the other leg. And we're just going to start that rocking motion again. So just get into a position where it's comfortable for you and you can find that end range. Little pauses at the top. And then just that nice fluid motion. Working through the range that is available to you. We've got 2 more here. 1, 2, and this is one we're going to hold. So again, no heel raising off the floor. We're just going to hold it in our end range, whatever that is for you. Keep pushing through it. Almost can have a little bit of weight pushing through the top of that knee if you need it. And for 3, 2, 1, relax there. Okay, so we're going to go into a little bit of a rock flow now, if you like. So first of all, we're on our knees. We're going to come into using our hands to support, and we're going to tuck our toes under and just rock back ever so slightly. Come forward, untuck our toes, point them towards the rear of the room. Using our hands to support, we're just going to raise up. And then we're going to come and do it again. Tucking our toes under, rocking back onto our heels, using our hands to support us to raise up. Again, a nice flow with that. Working on that plantar flexion, feeling a nice stretch through the front of the feet. Supporting with our hands wherever you need to. And here, on the next one, as we tuck our feet under, our toes under, if you can, just work back into a deep squat. Bring the knees through. Back into that deep squat. Untucking the toes, lifting the knees up with the support of the hands. Rocking back into deep squat. We're going to do 2 more. Nice flow with it. Last one here. Stretching out the front of those feet. Back into your deep squat. Lovely stuff, and relax there. So hopefully the ankles are feeling nice and warm now, feet warmed up. We're going to go into some strength exercises now. So this is where you're going to need your book, weight plate, step, whatever it is you've got. So we're going to do some calf raises. So get yourself set up. We're going to come into a standing position now. Feel free to use the support of the wall. We're just going to get our balls of the feet onto whatever platform that we've got here available to us. Feet are facing forward, very much in a neutral position, and then we're just going to start raising up. We're going to do 10 of these. 2. And we're looking to keep those feet very neutral, not over egging the arches, not rotating the feet any other ways. Just extending down to feel a nice calf stretch and then strengthening through the top. I think this is 3 more. 2. And when you get to the top, I want you to hold this one for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. And then this is when you're going to need your bit of wall. We're going to come into some tib raises. So just back against the wall, shoulders against the wall. Get to a point where it feels comfortable for your feet out a little bit, and then we're just going to be raising our toes up towards our shins. So nice big squeezes. Almost give yourself a little pause again at the top of the move. You'll be tightening your quads here as well, but you should feel the front of your shins working. 3 more. And for this very last one, pause down at the top, hold it there, give it an extra good squeeze, fight for those couple of extra millimeters. Feel that nice little burn. 2, 1, awesome. Straight back into our calf raises. So this time, we're going to be pointing the feet out. So where we had them neutral the first time, we're going to be pointing the feet outwards. So take your stance on your platform, and we'll go for our 10 again. So just try and sit the balls of your feet on. And then we're going to be extending the down, feeling the stretch in the calf, and then really pushing up through the balls of those feet for your calf raises. 3 more. And now you know what's coming on the last one. Hold there. Big squeeze. Keep everything engaged. Really pushing through those calves. But keep the bum, core engaged also. Standing nice and tall. Fighting for that little bit of height. 2, 1. Relax. Straight into our tib raises. Back to your wall. Finding your position. Feet roughly in line with your hips, shoulders back against the wall. We're down into our tib raises. So again, big squeezes up towards the shins, trying to get those toes really pulled in towards the shins. That's 5. 3 more to go. 9, 10. Hold it here. Big squeezes. Engage the quads. Feel that burn in the front of the shins. For 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, last one. So we did our out. We're going to do toes in now for our calf raises. So again, get yourself set up on your platform, balls of feet on, toes pointed inwards, and away we go with our raises, using the wall for support. Good. 2. If you've got a bit of a higher step, that's really useful for the calf stretch as well. So really enjoy that stretch as you lower down. And this is 6. Got to work on my talking and counting skills. 2 more. Big hold at the top. Last one here. Pushing through the balls of the feet. Feel that in your calves. Really staying strong and solid. Core engaged, standing tall. For 2, 1, relax there. Last one on our wall. Coming back, getting yourself set up. Back against the wall. Final 10 here. Off we go. Toes raise up towards the shins. Give it an extra good squeeze at the top. Have that little pause before lowering back down. 6, 7. Feel that tension in that front of the leg. 9, hold in here. Big isometric hold, big squeeze. This is the final one of this one. 3, 2, 1, and relax them back down. Amazing. Okay, take a little moment to clear your space if needed. The final exercise that we're going to do is one of my favourites. It's the clock toe taps. And it's really, really great for stability, mobility, single leg strength, building strength through the ankle. It covers a lot of bases, so that's what we're going to finish off today. So I'll show you from the front. Let's start with our left leg being the one that we're balancing on. So we're just going to take up our right leg and we're going to aim to hit the 12 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, and the 9 o'clock position. So let's go for that one. And if you need to put your leg down at any point to support, feel like you can, that's absolutely fine. But if you can keep just the balance and working through that leg that you're standing on, that's going to give it some extra strength work as well. The point being, we're going to do this round a few times, is we're aiming to get a little bit further. We're aiming to reach as far as we can every time we do it, and a little bit further as we go on. So let's begin. Out to the 12 o'clock position. Little toe tap, out to the 3 o'clock, back to the 6 o'clock, out to the 9 o'clock. Straight again. 12, 3. Knee tracks over the toe. Working on that dorsiflexion that we've just been building. Again, 12, 3. If you can keep that moving leg off the floor. Last one. Start to feel that burn for sure. 12, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Good. Shake that off. Awesome work. So, same again on the other side. We're going to be going around 4 times. And every time, there's almost, you can see the point where you touch your toe. You can aim to try and get a little bit further, but we're still really concentrating on not letting our heel raise, knees tracking over our toes, but allowing our ankle to do that work and stabilising our foot. Okay, off we go for the final side. Right leg is the one being balanced on, left leg one being moving. So we start by going 12 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12, 9, working to get a little bit further if we can, every time, 9 o'clock, 2 more to go. If you can, try to avoid putting this toe down for any additional support. Final one, let's really reach for every bit of range we've got there. Slow it down and reach as far as we can to get those positions. Back to the 6 o'clock, out to the 9 o'clock, that's 3 o'clock actually, isn't it? Back down, well done. Shake out those legs. Hopefully that should feel like a good bit of work done in the legs, but also the ankles. Working that stability, mobility, and then also building that strength in those ranges of motion. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that crew and found it useful. Let me know if there's any other videos you'd like to see. See you again soon.